Let you all open all your three eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukhanam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadusham Tattvamasyaadilakshya Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. What is spa manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagwan himself explaining what is spa manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you due to your chemicals and hormones ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, it is powerlessness. When you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I have added the ultimate powerfulness, Turiyatita, in your whole being and doing. Manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, playing with life, playing with being alive. Static matter, dynamic activity, strategic existence, all these three has no boundary. You are one with it. You are alive in everything. Everything listens to you. Everything decides as you want. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, raising your frequency, not work.
Now let's understand who is Paramashiva. Bhagwan himself has beautifully explained the Paramashiva in all of us.
Paramashiva does manifestation, maintenance, rejuvenation, pulling out of delusion and liberation. He resides in his supreme Paramashiva Swarupa as Ajomuha or Adhomuha, unborn, beyond form, formlessness. Is Paramashiva Swarupa. That Paramashiva Swarupa manifests with these 5 faces as Sadashiva, Tatpurusha, Vamadeva, Ahora, Satyojata, Ishana. 5 faces he manifests and does the Panchakritya, Srishti, manifestation, Sthiti, sustenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Trobhava, pulling out of delusion, Anugraha, liberation. Understand? He does all these 5 jobs. Through these 5 phases. Now listen carefully. Tatpurusham, Vamadevam, Satyojatam, Ahoram, Ishanam. These 5 phases does Panchakrityas. Each phase, each dimension is not just one F-A-C-E phase, P-H-A-S-E phase. It's not just F-A-C-E, P-H-A-S-E. Understand? The creation. Not just creation getting created. Even sustenance need to be created. Destruction need to be created. And pulling out of delusion need to be created. Liberation need to be created. Then creation, manifestation need to be maintained. Maintenance, sthiti itself need to be maintained. Destruction, samhara, the rejuvenation need to be sustained, maintained when it is happening. Pulling out of delusion, trobhava, need to be maintained when it is happening. And anugraha, liberation, need to be maintained when it is happening. Those micromilliseconds when it is happening. So understand, Satyojata Murti as 5 phase, Ishana Murti as 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti as 5 phase, Agora Murti has 5 phase, Tatpurusha Murti has 5 phase. So, Tatpurusha Murti as is 5 phase, Agora Murti has is 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti has is 5 phase, Satyojata Murti has his 5 phase, Ishana Murti has his 5 phase. All these 5 Murtis, 5 phases put together is 25 phases of Mahasadashiva.
Bhagwan beautifully explained Paramashiva. Now, who is His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam is a reviver of Kailasha, the ancient Enlightenment civilization, the great cosmic borderless nation. Is an avatar from and is a supreme pontiff of Hinduism. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam has made science of our manifestation, yoga, temple-based university for humanity, Sovereign Order of Kailasha, led by His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam and Nithyananda Order of Monks, Nuns, Hindu diasporas are working for global peace to give superconscious breakthrough to humanity. Nithyananda Hindu University, world's largest with extended campus in 150 countries, is collecting, organizing, preserving, time capsuling, decoding, spreading and reviving 20 million source books of Hinduism and 64 sacred arts, science like Ayurveda, music, dance, sculpting, astrology, Vastu, and many more. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam is 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Shamalapita Sarvanyapita, ancient apex body of Hinduism and present emperor of Suryavamsa Surangi Swamrajyam. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam has survived the worst persecution of multiple assassination attempts on person and character by anti-Hindu elements. Beautifully, Bhagavan now explains who is His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Everything is infinitely powerful. You realize your potentiality. You establish yourself in the completion, space of completion. You are God, that's all. All of us are gods. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience the skin of the stone on rock on which I was sitting and the skin of this body. Both carry me equally. In both I exist equally. Sangha is a place where the tattvas are taught to you, and till it becomes satya, you are supported. Akhadas are basically founded by Sadashiva himself. All is ganas, Shiva ganas. Exactly the word gana means. In your length, breadth, depth, if you are filled by Shiva, you are Shiva gana. All the Shiva ganas formed the first Akhada. Later on, much later, Kapila Muni organizes Mahanirvani Akhada. Then all other Akhadas. As Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Akhada, the oldest apex body of Hinduism, I welcome every one of you. What I am teaching is from original Agamas Yogapada. The science very clearly declares, Sadashiva is very clear, manifestation of these powers happen when you experience oneness with Sadashiva. choose your guru. The best thing is find a person who is enlightened, experienced, who can play with energy, who can directly transmit experience to you, and who is in tune with the original Shastras, the source of the knowledge. All the revealed scriptures available about the yoga directly by Sadashiva for you to do research, study, practice, question the people who teach.
The science of power manifestation is a gift to the humanity, which is authentic, time-tested, scientific, and foolproof. Diksha, or the initiation from His Divine Holiness, Nithyananda Paramashivam, makes the science directly an experience for the initiates. The experience is directly authenticated by the Pramanas. The Shastra Pramanas, the eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, the Veda and Agamas. The Apta Pramanas, the experience of the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nayanamars, Alvars, and Siddhars, who are the authority of Hinduism, who have scientists who time-tested and verified the science of power manifestation. The Atma Pramanas are the avatar who land on the planet Earth to give a superconscious breakthrough to humanity. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, this millennium's avatar, personal experience of power manifestation. Shakshi Pramanas, or the experience of the millions of disciples, devotees, and followers initiated into the science of power manifestation by Bhagavan himself. Pratyaksha Pramanas, or the scientific studies which can be measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state. Powerful cognition from Bhagavan Satsang on Bhagavad Gita. Our Vedic scriptures said this over 1,000 years. Samskara has said again and again that see or influence what is the seen. That was over 1,000 years ago. The primal energy principle, Purusha, is like potential energy. It is the energy but passive. It is operating principle behind the entire universe. Without this energy, nothing will exist, nothing will live. Krishna says that there are two kinds of Purusha. One external, Akasha. Akshara, one perishable, the external Akshara, and one perishes Shara, the Purusha that perishes in the body, mind, energy embedded in all being, including human. This energy has a definite, limited lifetime. It is always changing. There is nothing permanent about it. It is programmed for deterioration and destruction. The Purusha which is imperishable aspect of this energy, it is the energy of the spirit that is indestructible. Akshara is the soul that is forever, that which cannot be destroyed. Krishna points out the primal energy manifest in different ways as perishable and imperishable. Both are aspects of primal energy. One is destroyed and the other lives. One who realizes this difference and understands the true nature of Purusha is liberated. Krishna beautifully points out the primal energy manifest in different ways as perishable and imperishable. Both are aspects of primal energy. One is destroyed and other lives. One who realizes the difference and understands the true nature of Purusha is liberated. With this powerful cognition, let's move to the Shastra Pramana.
From the Shiva Samhita 5.76 to 7a. मरणं घात्यते तेन सकेनापि न घाध्यते तस्य स्यात् परमा सिद्धिर् अणिमादिगुणप्रदा वायुः सन्नचरते देहे रसवृद्धिर्भवेद् ध्रुवम् आकाशपनकजगल्तीयूसमपि वर्धते मरणं खाद्यते तेन सकेनापि न खाद्यते तस्य स्यात् परमा सिद्धिर् अणिमादिगुणप्रदा वायुः सनचरते देहे रसवृद्धिर्भवेद् ध्रुवम् आकाशपनकजगलप्तीयूसमपि वर्धते.
Beautifully, Bhagwan shares in the Shastra Pramana, external, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures. Shiva Samhita 5.7678. Bhagavan Paramashiva says, death is eaten by him. He is eaten by none. He manifests the highest powers such as Anima, Lahima, Mahima, etc. The Vayu, wind energy, moves equally throughout his body. The juices of his body also are increased. Rasa Vriddhi, the nectar exuding from the ethereal lotus, also increase in him. Bhagavan beautifully says how a perishable and imperishable energy is part of us. One is constantly changing and one is eternal. How our cells is like migration birds. One set is gone and another set keeps coming in. Every single day the cells are changing. By 1 year, the whole body is a new body. Bhagavan says, the body is always becoming new. That is why Paramashiva says he's eternally 16. But unfortunately, the mind copies the patterns and stresses the body with all the engrams. And because of the weight of the mind on the cell starts aging, disease, tiredness, boredom, all the kind of things starts happening the cells, which is the reason why we get sick. Bhagavan beautifully says, I just go into the deep state of samadhi and tell the cells not to copy each other. And simply they stop copying and the whole disease is disappeared. But if you recreate the pattern, it will appear again. If you do not copy the cells, it will always be new cells and you will always feel like a child of always an inquisitive child just happening. But unfortunately, we keep chasing the change and trying to fix the change. But the change is the only thing which is keep on happening, which is real. Even at the body level, the everything is constantly changing, regeneration for expansion. If we take the responsibility, we'll understand the whole reality, the perishable and the imperishable constantly needs to happen for it to expand the higher, biggest reality which is happening as consciousness. Understanding that we are consciousness, who's experiencing as the body, who has the experience of the mind, but we are basically consciousness. Bhagavan says we are like the ocean who has a wave, we experience the little bit and come merge into the whole ocean again. When we just experience little bit, it's not individual identity, but understanding is consciousness, which is coming as a wave in the gratitude space and blessing everything and going back and merging into the consciousness. If we understand that what Krishna is saying about perishable and imperishable, continuously that we are Paramashiva, establishing ourselves as Paramashiva, the eternal space we are going to be in as Paramashiva will simply open up and make us manifest all the powers of Paramashiva and be in the space, state, and powers of being of Paramashiva. That's why he says here, he is eaten by none. He manifests the highest powers, such as Anima, Lahima, Mahima, who does not have the patterns. The wind energy moves equally. The juice of the body, the Amritatva, happens in us, and simply the from the Sahasrara, the gratitude simply overflows as eternal nectar, Amritatva, and we experience the ultimate. Beautifully in this sutra, we have the what Bhagavan has explained. And now let's go to Apta Pramana. The Apta Pramana is from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 69. The Tulabaram instant, where Rukmani places a small leaf of tulsi on the weighing scale and the leaf weighed more than the weight of Krishna, thereby making the Satyabhama realize the love and devotion is a power than any richness of possessing Krishna. This act of seva is rooted in Dwarapa Yuga during the lifetime of Lord Krishna himself. Satyabhama's pride herself about the love for Krishna and for her and her grasp over his heart to the occasion, Rishi Narada arrives in Dwaraka and in the course of conversation hinted to Satyabhama that the love that Krishna exhibits towards her is not all the real. And in fact, it is Rukmani, the first wife of Krishna, who has the real control over his heart. As usual, Narada creates a chaos just to bring the more consciousness. Unable to bear this, Satyabhama challenged Rishi Narada, to prove it. Narada said, okay, he tricked her into accepting the ritual where she has to give Krishna away the charity to Narada and reclaim him by giving the weight of Krishna in wealth. Narada lured her into accepting this vrita by telling her that Krishna's love for her will increase many-fold if she succeeds in performing this Turabaram. He also instigated her ego by hinting that her wealth may not be sufficient to equal the weight of Krishna. With Satyabhama's ego raised, she told Narada that she can mobilize so much wealth that it is a child play for her to overweight Krishna. Narada warned her that if she is not able to do this, Krishna will become his slave to be done with as he pleases. So Narada plays a very amazing role to make Satyabhama understand real pure love of Krishna. The scene was soon set that Satyabhama gave Krishna away in charity in spite of others' wife, pleading Krishna away, always ready to remove the ego of his followers, merely submitting to this drama. After donating Krishna to Narada, Satyabhama arranged for a big scale to be put up and sent all the assurance for her huge treasure of gold, silver, jewels. All she had was soon put on the scale, but it did not budge. Narada started taunting her and threatened her that if she can't put enough gold and diamonds, he will be forced to auction Krishna as a slave to someone else. Satyabhama, in frantic panic, swallowed her pride and begged all the other wives to give her their jewels, they agreed out of love for Krishna, but alas, it was no use. Krishna remained a muted witness to all this drama and rubbed salt into open wound of Satyabhama's ego that he was now to become a slave of some rishi and will have to suffer a separation from his dear wife. Narada suggested to Satyabhama that Rukmini may be able to get her out of the predicament. She finally swallowed her pride and appealed to the devoted first wife of Krishna. Rukmini came with a prayer to her husband, put a single leaf of sacred tulasi on the scale. The scale became all that once so heavy that even after removing all the jewels, the scale were weighed down on the side of tulasi leaf. While there was a different version, the text by way was arranged the story of the tulasi leaf placed by the Rukmani being worth more in weight. Rukmani had deep Tyaga in the space of understanding Krishna is ultimate and did not possess Krishna. But Satyabhama possessed Krishna, so how much ever she placed her wealth, nothing happened to it. Because of her devotion of Rukmani, completely surrender space, even a leaf could raise the Thulabharam and bring into deep completion. Narada played this role too for Satyabhama to understand the pure love of and devotion of Rukmani towards Krishna. So with this, let's go to Atma Pramana.
Not siddhis as described in Patanjali Yoga Sutra by Patanjali. They are Shaktis as described by Sadashiva in Shashtanga Yoga in Agamas Yogapada. In Agamas Yogapada, Sadashiva very clearly describes. So, these Shaktis do not stop somebody reaching enlightenment. And they manifest only if that person is rooted in the enlightened state. See, for example, if you ask a person who does third eye reading from Patanjali tradition, he will say he concentrates himself and completely centers, does pratyahara, dharana, and then he manifests that power. But if you ask my disciple how he is manifesting the power, all he will say is he goes to that oneness. That oneness is manifesting the power. There is no concentration. There is no meditation. Tarana, Dhyana, Samadhi has a different meaning in Shashtanga than the meaning in Ashtanga.
Very good.
The tradition I am following, I have been taught by my gurus, is the tradition of Sadashiva's Agamas.
Very good.
It is based on Upanishads, practiced as Agama. So the whole idea is different. It is not Siddhi, it is Shakti. And it is not before enlightenment, it is after enlightenment.
That's
it is
the
not
difference.
towards the oneness, it is from oneness. It is not of enlightenment, it is from enlightenment.
That's very, very impressive.
That is the major difference. That is one. Second, when we do not analyze the Shastras thoroughly, many gurus criticize my initiating people into healing. They do even openly declare healing should not be done. These powers should not be manifested. And some gurus even openly declare, when they were asked about third eye, for God's sake, don't try to open it. I do not know what is the reason and what is the context, and I have nothing to comment. But one thing I can be sure, whatever I am saying now, I am responsible. What I am teaching is from original Agamas Yogapada. The science very clearly declares, Sadashiva is very clear, Manifestation of these powers happen when you experience oneness with Sadashiva, not on the way to experience oneness with Sadashiva. Patanjali declares all these siddhis are experienced on the way to Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So they can be distraction to Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Sadashiva very clearly declares these are manifesting in his tradition. You see, each tradition has a structure, a separate architecture. Separate architecture. You may be surprised, in Shashtanga, Sadashiva talks about different ways and he explains the pranayama pratyahara in a totally different context. So the whole structure is different. There he says very clearly, these powers start manifesting from experience of oneness. Means after the Nirvikalpa Samadhi they start manifesting.
But the Patanjali system became more popular, at least nowadays.
See, Patanjali system became popular, Sadashiva's system did not become popular for various reasons, because the Sadashiva system needs somebody who is grounded in that. It comes more with the Guru-disciple parampara. Patanjali, you can just pick up a book on the shelf. You do not need a guru. You don't need to read a Sanskrit. You can be very proud about you don't know the Sanskrit language. And it can be easily hijacked.
Yes.
But the Sadashiva system needs a basic requirement of initiation by enlightened guru.
Shaktipat. So
Shaktipat. Shaktipat, initiation and training by an enlightened master. So naturally, the requirements and prerequisites of this tradition did not allow this tradition to be mass circulated.
Which is very good actually. It protects it.
Good or bad, that is one.
Yeah.
This is the reality.
This is the reality.
This is the reality. But just because Patanjali's system has become popular, no one has a right to say, other than that, no other thought current exists.
Right.
And anybody who manifests these extraordinary powers is only expressing siddhis, and that will distract people from enlightenment. The whole thing is irrelevant when you are in the path of Sadashivas as per Yogapada of Agama. Because here, whatever is manifested, there is no concentration or any mind game used. It is from the oneness expressed. They are not siddhis, they are shaktis.
That's very...
Here you can see the Balasans, Mahadev Maharaj, before manifesting the leaves that he has tied and kept it, it was 0.67. And after the Mahavakya connecting to oneness with Paramashiva, 6:38 with the timestamp they have recorded, 6:42, you can see the leaf has raised the temperature automatically without any touching to 71, from 67 to 71. Amazing. Setting up objects for the increase of leaf, increasing the weight of the leaf. Camera with timestamp, Jnana if you have, wonderful. A kitchen scale or a weighing measuring app on the phone. If you have banyan leaf or tulsi leaf or dhruva grass, excellent. Or if you have your own leaves, that is also fine. Have few leaves for the power. Take few moments for setting up your camera. Download timestamp app. Click on the video. Ensure the timestamp is seen on the screen vividly and clearly. Make sure the camera is facing you and the weighing machine and the leaves in a very bright and quiet place. These are very special moments. Don't miss the moment without recording it. You never know what you would be discovering by recording all this Ashta Maha Siddhis. This is the weighing scale app, if you could download. if you're keeping the object on the phone with an app for Android, this is the link. You can copy the link. iPhone, this is the link. These are apps available which you can use for weighing the object. Now let's start. Before you start, just go through the guidelines. Make sure the video camera is on and recording and clearly and vividly. Just make a test record and see everything is fine. Apply the Jnananjan between your eyebrows, the third eye. Bring your awareness to your third eye. Take your leaf and weigh it on the scale twice or on the weighing machine app on your phone. Twice for the accuracy so that it is weighing exactly the same weight or at least in the range. Gaze intensely and gently at the object in front of you without touching. Through the third eye, change the weight of the leaf in front of you to become heavier. Weigh the leaf twice again for the accuracies to see the change in the leaf weight. Verify that authentically the weight of the leaf has gone at least 5 units higher. If it is less, also initially it's fine. If it has become lighter, it is fine. To start with, that you are manifesting the powers, but let's make sure that you have 5 units raising from where you started, the increase of the weight of the leaf. Share this video with everybody and listen to others' experience of this power manifestation. Power manifestation instructions. Let's sit straight, the head, neck, and back in a straight line so that beautifully the Kundalini energy raises to the Agnya where the manifestation happens. Usually our awareness is on Muladhara, Swadhisthana, and Manipuraha, where navel center, your below navel center. Here, bringing the awareness to your third eye and sitting straight will give us amazing possibility of power manifestation. Now let's understand few words that Bhagavan is repeatedly using. Shakti Pada, oneness, be unclutched, initiation. So here first we will see in Bhagavan's words what is Shakti Pada.
Let me give an introduction about what is Shaktipada process. Please understand. You would have seen or heard about how the chicken sits on the egg and hatches. Of course, in the modern countries, this does not happen. Machine sits on the egg and our egg sits on the machine. In those days, originally when hens and chicken were getting produced on the planet Earth, the hen used to sit on the chicken and hen used to sit on the egg and the chicken will come out of the egg. See, same way, Sadashiva, sitting means the ultimate cosmic energy sitting on the individual soul and making the individual soul into cosmic energy is Shaktipada. Hence, sitting on the egg and making the chicken happen, same way. You may think, how come, what is going on here? That hen is only sitting just by the body heat of the hen, the egg is becoming chicken. Because no surgery is done and nothing goes inside. It's only sitting. Same way, it is just sitting. It's only the presence, the Shaktipada. makes the individual soul into cosmic soul.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained Shaktipada, how individual soul becomes cosmic soul. And let's listen to initiation.
You see, let me explain the initiation. Initiation is the process beyond your intellectual understanding. The transmission of lamp happens. Now, you understood something intellectually. There is something which is not understood, which can't be transmitted through the words. That is transmitted. That's what we call initiation. Sometimes I tell people that unless you are initiated, the techniques do not create the result. The reason is you do not grasp completely whatever is expressed through words. Initiation is like it just transmits whatever need to be transmitted beyond logic and beyond words. People ask me why to wear this bracelet or this mala and all those things. This all will remind you. Why bracelet in the hand? It will remind you, before eating, did you meditate? It's a constant reminder. Before eating, let you be reminded, did you do the meditation? That is why this bracelet. That is why this mala. That is why this external things. Sometimes these external things does a big job of reminding you constantly. That is why take the help of external things also, nothing wrong. People ask me, why we can just be spiritual without having external things? If you can, really you are welcome. But I don't think anybody who speaks in that way is successful. I've never seen people becoming successful, avoiding the external things, just having internal things. And it is just nice way of escaping from yourself.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained initiation. Let's listen to be unclutched. What is to be unclutched?
The thoughts, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Because the gap between two thoughts is too small. The neutral space between the two thoughts is too small. You think all the thoughts are connected and it is in the shape form. It is not. By your very nature, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Between every thought, you experience a neutral space. When you change the gear, whether you go from neutral to 1 or 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 or 4 to whatever gears you may change, but every time you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to the next gear. Even if you want to go from 2 to 3, you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to 3. Same way, between every thought, you experience a neutral space. You experience a neutral space between every thought. Between every thought. That neutral space, that silence is what I call peace or bliss. The peace which exists, the bliss which exists already in you, between every thought, the gap of the thought, the gap between the thoughts, that neutral space is the peace, is the bliss. When you understand you are unconnected, independent, illogical, and unclutched, by your very nature, you will start experiencing the neutral space in you. neutral space which exists in you, you will start living from moment to moment in spontaneity. We need to understand one more thing. This technique of be unclutched, it does miracles in your being, in the body level, or in the mental level, or in the being level. In every level, when you understand the truth, by your very nature, you are unclutched. The tremendous quantum transformation. You take a quantum jump, the transformation happens in quantum, not step by step. Just one jump. You take a quantum jump and experience the truth awakening in you.
The oneness space is the most beautiful space that Bhagavan himself is explaining how we are ferocious. Beyond the tiredness and boredom, we can experience the space of oneness and be unclutched.
Oneness is not imagination. Oneness is not visualization. Oneness is not even just declaration. It is your existence. An idea which is you is oneness. The idea which has become part of your very space, which does not tire you or bore you by the passage of the time, is oneness. Mahadeva says in the Agama, Sadashiva beautifully explains in the Agama, Kala, Yama cannot tire you or bring boredom to you if something becomes your space. Devi achieved the blissful state and union with Mahadeva on Shivaratri day because our space became oneness. Anything which brings tiredness or boredom has not yet become your space. If living in this body brings you tiredness and boredom, you are not going to be living in this body forever. When that becomes too much, you are going to drop it and move ahead. If you want to be in oneness forever, it should become part of your space, means you should become ferocious with you and break this very tiredness and boredom. Only when you deal you with the ferociousness, you break the tiredness and boredom. With that ferociousness, you need to make oneness as your space. Anything stands as an imagination in the length level, visualization in the breadth level, declaration in the depth level. If you open your time with ferociousness, it just sinks into space level. With this ferociousness, the time layer in you opens, and the oneness from imagination to visualization to declaration, it becomes your space, the way of existence.
The most important, Bhagavan says, being unclutched, understanding the Shaktipada, the oneness space, and chanting the Mahavakya. The Mahavakya, the power of the Mahavakya, pushes you into the higher states of consciousness. Here, Bhagavan himself explains how we can experience the Shaktipada, raised higher consciousness, through Mahavakya.
It's one of the very important revelation by Sadashiva. All the electronic equipments work when the electrons are made to vibrate. That happens by the light. When the electricity is supplied, the light particle vibrates, the electronic equipment starts working. Just like that, the spiritual power and the umbilical cord connection, spiritual umbilical cord connection between you and me, it works with sound particle. For example, my integrity with the cosmos, Sadashiva, Maha Sadashiva, it reverberates in certain level of frequency. When you are integrated to me, you also start reverberating in the same frequency. If your integrity goes down, that is when you start connecting with me only as a manager or this organization head or your Purvashram father, mother. Your connection with me goes down to the lower level if the integrity gets reduced. I was wondering, what is the way we can bring people to the higher integrity immediately and the feeling connection, so they start manifesting the powers, they start staying in the space of Sadashivatva. Sadashiva revealed a beautiful sound. I can tell you, this is like a password. At any point, if you are not able to bring yourself to oneness, you are a little shaken, disturbed, or for some reason, you are not able to bring yourself to oneness. This is like a password. You type, whether your mind feels connected or not, the energy will start flowing in you beyond the depth dimension. You see, all mind oscillation, restlessness, all mental idea based feeling connected or not feeling connected is only length, breadth, depth level, not in the space level. But this sound will straight infuse energy from the space level. Like for example, if the power goes off, automatically the generator will get switched on and the power supply will be going on. So end result will not be lost. Whether government power supply or the generator power supply, end result will not be stopped. So whenever you feel little that oneness is, you are not catching it, just feed this password. Immediately the oneness will open up and you will start manifesting the powers, energy, and the whole space will shift. It is directly from Sadashiva. It's a beautiful sound. I don't even want to say it's a mantra. It is not even a mantra because there is no meaning in it. You can't derive a meaning for it. It just flashed like a password for all the initiations I am giving. One single password for all the initiations I am giving. And the initiations I gave, I am giving, I will be giving for all that. This is like one password. Don't even repeat like a mantra. Just feed like a password and it will just open up. Your whole being will open up. Listen carefully. It starts with the vibration Om. Listen and then repeat. Om. Very deep. Om. Nithyananda. Nithyananda. Maha Sadashivoham.
So Bhagavan gave beautiful explanation of how you can be in Shaktipada. Visualize Paramashiva who has come down as Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam from Kailasha. Remembering Paramashiva in your third eye. Again and again, bringing your awareness to your third eye simply makes you manifest powers. Absolute unclutching. How Bhagavan said, the neutral zone, nothing ever touches the screen. Like same way, the movie does not touch the screen, whether it is happening in ferocious or any soft, beautiful, nothing touches the screen. Be unclutched like the screen. And to experience the state of Paramashiva, your inner space being completely unclutched. Complete completion, to experience the space of Paramashiva. Inside us, the complete completion happens when we are in tune with Paramashiva. That everything is redundant and irrelevant. The essence of completion is irrelevant. Nothing matters in your life because everything is complete completion. Oneness with Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, in ferocious breaking the boredom and tiredness, just being in the space of oneness with Paramashiva to manifest the powers of Paramashiva. Tyaga as Paramashiva is your only strength, now declaring complete integrity with Bhagavan to experience the being of Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, chanting the Mahavakya raises your frequency, and that is your only strength to manifest any reality. Being in this beautiful space of Paramashiva, you can experience such a beautiful space, state, powers, and becoming the being of Paramashiva, manifesting whatever you want. Now, you will be manifesting the powers, watching the oneness capsule, and chanting the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. We'll be playing the Mahavakya and the oneness capsule for you to manifest powers. At end of the Mahavakya, you can start with the verification and sharing and causing. Thank you.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eye. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Verification process for weighing the leaf. Power of will. Verifying that no video editing is done on this Shakti Avishkarana video, the power manifestation. Verify video is not stopped or restarted in middle of the process. All the videos should have the timestamp. All videos should be having the wide angle view that something is not added to the machine or the leaf. Do not touch the leaf during the whole power manifestation process. Do not tamper the scale or the weighing measuring app. Do not add or remove anything or add any chemical to the leaf to increase the weight or decrease. Authentically, 5 to 10 unit change should be visibly seen for full power manifestation to happen. Initially, what you're doing is fine, but this would be the authentic power manifestation. Thank you for choosing this power to manifest. Thank you. We are at the end of the power manifestation, but most important part of the power manifestation. Here, we are going to share all that you have manifested with the social media groups. Here we have Sri Kailasha Kotyar manifesting power groups. Thousands of people are part of that. And you can share their and you can post your powerful cognition and the videos. The link is tinyurl.com/power manifestation. It is at the left corner of the page. You can click on it and you can post your beautiful experience in the power manifestation group. Why sharing and causing is very important part of power manifestation. Bhagavan beautifully explains that sharing is pulling us out of delusion and causing is liberating us. We are the ones who need to start experiencing the higher states of reality, how we need to exist. Beautifully, Bhagavan explains when you are sharing with others the ultimate beautiful multidimensional logic, your brain rewires into the higher space of consciousness, the Turyatita state. Again and again, when you experience even a little bit, you share with the world, your experience becomes reality. Same thing when you cause others to come and get initiated for higher reality, you are caused into the higher purpose, the ultimate reality. Bhagavan says extreme causing, extreme power manifestation is extreme causing. So beautifully he explains how our strength is declared on Paramashiva. The power manifestation happens exactly in tune to that. And sharing with the world, continuously reiterating ourselves the experience that we had from the powerful cognition and manifesting the space of Paramashiva, the state of Paramashiva, the beings of Paramashiva, we become Paramashiva. Go on sharing and causing, which is the most important part of how you have experienced your reality. When you go to a temple, we pray and we see that beautiful experience happen in us, and then share with the world that how amazing the temple experience has manifested as your reality. Same way, when you manifest powers, when you share with the world, it becomes more and more the depth cognition of you, and you will be experiencing more powers. Even if you're manifested very small, it does not matter the quantity. Bhagavan says the quality is important. If it is authentic, please go ahead and share with the world. Do not doubt, have self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred come and block anything. Experience the ultimate in deep seeking and gratitude. Bhagavan manifest in you with a deep prayer, that asking Bhagavan to make this reality as your existential reality. With that, let's end with the Purna Mantra, thanking Bhagavan for all these great experience. We have come to the end of the Power Manifestation course, and we end with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamadashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Parameshivam Paduka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you for participating in the Jnana Paddhati, Nithyananda Jnana Paddhati course. Please go ahead and select more power manifestation and every day experience the ultimate reality for yourself. Nithyananda.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham